Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers Power of the Primes Deluxe Class Autobot Jazz. I am so excited to be reviewing this and the rest of the Wave 1 Power of the Primes Deluxes. We weren't expecting them until like early December, late November at the soonest, but it's not even the middle of November and they're already coming out on Targets. We first heard about them this past Saturday, and I managed to find one in my not local. I did have to drive a little bit to get to it, not too far, but I did find it the Monday after all of that started happening, and I thought it was just like a fluke that like a few stores just decided to release them early. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to wait like weeks until it's released at normal retail. But no, I got them, and I got all four, and they'll all be reviewed this week. But today we are starting with Jazz, who is a very nice car. Just so nice. He did have a very nice Generations toy released back in 2010, I want to say it was. And even with still playing with this toy, I'm not sure which one I like better, but both have very nice things about them that do different things. So, but I'll talk more about the specifics of this Jazz in this video. And unfortunately, I don't have the other Jazz with me, so I cannot do a proper comparison with that at this time. But I do plan to talk about this toy in complete depth, and we're going to start with that by taking a look at the packaging. The packaging that I have torn open, so it is a little fallen apart. We do have Jazz artwork on there. It says Transformers Generations. We got the Transformers in red and black on the side. Jazz in car mode, Power of the Primes, Autobot Jazz, ages 8 and plus, Hasbro. Underneath, we got text, and it's an authentic Transformer, barcode, all of that. Looking inside the packaging where Jazz is packaged, you see this background here. Though all of those symbols are the symbols of the 12 primes that are important in this toy line. And along the side, you also have those same symbols just molded into the clear plastic. And on the back, you got the promotional images of Jazz. It shows you that he's got prime armor, you got his car mode, 18 steps, his very brief bio, that will be listed in the description below, and then cross-promotional stuff with the Prime Masters, the Prime Masters with Micronus, Vector Prime, and Liege Maximo. And very interesting thing about these toys, these Power of the Primes toys, for a while in Generations, I mean, I don't remember exactly when it started, but for a bit, the Generations figures have been packaged with collector's cards. I've not shown these on my channel before because they're all pretty much the same. They all do featuring a very nice piece of artwork and tech specs. These don't feature tech specs. However, these are more unique because it seems different figures, not necessarily Jazz versus another figure in the Wave 1, but different versions, different Jazz toys will come with different collector's cards, which each having a separate one-line bio for each of the different primes. I'm not sure if it's all of them, but I've at least seen ones for Alchemist Prime for Jazz at the very least. And this one is Liege Maximo, and it says the universe smoothest talker, and each bio is interesting in the fact that they all have all the bios are akin to the prime they represent. So since Liege Maximo's is the liar, it talks about Jazz's talking abilities. Sorry, not Alchemist Prime, Alpha Trion. The card I saw for Alpha Trion mentioned how Jazz is capable of memorizing all of Earth's best music and all of that stuff. So that's very interesting. So completionists, have fun. Have fun getting all the different versions with all the different cards. And I will do my best to record all of those different bios in the description below where I normally put all of the information about the characters. Unfortunately, no text specs on the box or the cards or anything, but still very interesting. And now let us take a closer look at Jazz himself, and he is a very nice, sleek car. His body design reminds me of a Le Mans racer type of car, and very sleek. Not a Porsche, because I don't think Porsche wants their toys to be giant murderous alien robots. But anyway, let's take a closer look here. On the front, you got some nice translucent blue windscreens. You got some nice grille detailing, a little bit of a nice red stripe along the bottom there. Up here, you got a nice big blue streak with an Autobot symbol, a number 4, and some red and light blue streaks going up to the roof. And you got a clear transparent window that all you can really see is the kibble and bits inside Jazz. But it's nice, and there's some nice detailing along, some nice molded stuff going on there. Kind of makes it seem a bit more like a racer car with that molding, with those details molded on there. On the side, you got the wheels with all black, and then you got some nice blue stripe there, and some nice like racing stickers on him. You got an Autobot symbol with 4 letters in Cybertronics that I don't know what they say. A little sticker that says, these aren't actually stickers, but a little sticker that says Energon, the number 4, and his name on the side of his car mode. Up here, you got a little bit of nice molding going on here that looks like a fuel injection port or something. You got all of those. You got places and bits. You got the spoiler, and then you got the back of the car with headlights and some stuff. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but I know that looks cool. But none of it's painted, unfortunately. And then underneath, you got Jazz. You can see his legs, and then you can see his head clearly, very clearly, right there. But yeah, that's his car mode. He is capable of rolling, and for accessories, he comes with this nice silver gun right there. There are 3 ports on the vehicle mode that allow weapon storage right there, and right there. I will just put this right here for the time being. And then he also comes with his Prime armor. That's what it seems the package is going to call it, so I'm going to call it that. It's a secret. All Transformers toys in this toy line of the Deluxe and Voyager size will be capable of combining. Hasbro has been pretty much not trying to acknowledge that until these toys came out, except for, the Terracons and the Dinobots. Everyone else is like, oh, these are combiners? No, they're not. But all of the figures do come with this Prime armor. For all the Deluxes come with this like Prime armor thing, which turns into the combiner mode's hand. Not the foot. The Voyagers come with the foot pieces, but they do come with a hand, and they do serve as chest pieces for the Deluxes, and also arm pieces, but I will get to that when we get to the robot mode. They have 5mm ports, and they are able to peg in 5mm holes, so you can stick this on Jazz like so. And since this one specifically has like vents on it, so it kind of like gives Jazz an extra turbo booster, which is a nice touch. That is a very nice touch, and it's molded in very nice black. Again, you got those. You can see the fingers under there, and you got the thumbs. You got the 2 thumbs because it can be a left or a right hand. And you got 5mm posts in each thumb for the combined for him to hold the weapon in his hand. They also come with these these pieces that are covers for these sections that are also individual guns, and they store in any 5mm post. Any 5mm port as well. But the main thing this gap is used for is for the Prime Masters that come with this toy line, to connect to them, to then connect with the figure and then give them a big boost of power. None of the Prime Masters are out yet, so I'm going to take something of the same mold, Chrome Dome's head, since he's right here for the size comparison, and show that this nub goes into that slot right there, and then the head just kind of sits in that gap right there. And you can plug it in. And then you got a head in a fist, in a giant robot fist. But that's a thing you can do. And I will show more off of how this works in the robot mode. But that is that for now. Oh, and I'm going to bring back Chrome Dome's head over here because he actually does have the 5mm post for Time Masters and Prime Masters, since they share the same design, to stand in, or not, maybe not those. Come on. Yeah, there we go. It's just tight on him. You got those 2 in the back that really work, and these 2 smaller ones in the front, which probably aren't going to work as well, but they still exist. So it's worth pointing that out. That's all there's to say on the vehicle mode, so let's get into some vehicle mode size comparisons. Here he is with Legends class Titans Return Bumblebee. You can see how he scales. Deluxe class Titans Return Chrome Dome. And you can see Jazz is a bit longer than Chrome Dome is, mostly with that spoiler section in the back. And they're about the same width. Voyager class Megatron. And you can see that size comparison. And Liege class 6-shot in his car mode next to Jazz in his car mode. And you can see that comparison there. All right, that's all there is to say on Jazz in his car mode. So let's roll right along to his robot mode. Sorry, not to his robot mode. As he is a combiner, he does have limb configuration. So we're going to go from car to leg to arm, then to the robot mode. So leg mode is going to be fairly simple. You got to come down here first though and unpeg the arms from the chest. There are tabs on those forearms that go into very small slots in there, just to get this to get out of the way. Then you're going to take this entire assembly, this front section, and fold it up like so. Then you can fold the arms back. There's very interesting triple hinge basically. One hinge there, and one hinge there. That allows this to do a lot of crazy things. But what we're going to do is we're going to fold it down on these hinges, and these tabs, those tabs right there, are going to go into slots right there to make the foot piece, to make the leg. And you do have to get this to sit properly. Yeah, you do have a bit of it. Yeah, no, this is how it works. Yes, still new to me, so still working through some things. Then you got that, and then you just flip up the combiner peg, and then you got a foot. Since I don't have any foot pieces from Power of the Primes, I will borrow Combiner Wars foot piece, so as you can just see a completed foot, like so. And you got a foot, and you can see how all of that works. And standard, and you got foot, and since it's a 5mm post that the foot connects to, you can get rotation going on there. And then at the knee, you've got this very nice ratcheted hinge, and this ratcheted hinge that allows the knee to rotate, and that goes a full 360. And this does whatever you can depending upon the limb connected. I will say this does not necessarily hold together all too tightly, but that is how it does hold. Yeah, not much to say on the leg mode, just to show where it goes. So now we're going to roll right along to the arm mode, and to do that, we are going to move this section out of the way. We're going to come down here and split the legs. And now here's an interesting thing. Instead of like this section folding out like this actually folds out like this and then folds inward, which I'm surprised because that kind of leads to bumping of things. But anyway, you're going to fold this leg out, and then you're going to collapse that all back in, and do the same on the other side. You're going to fold this section out, fold the leg out, and collapse all of that in together. Then you're going to reconnect the legs, and then turn them whatever way you see fit. Now we got that out of the way, we are going to fold this assembly down like so. The arms will tab back into the torso, and that's how that's all going to lock. That's all locked in together. I do have this. Yeah, let's just leave it rotated this way. And then you got the arms right there. Jazz's head is still visible. And then you take the prime armor, and you fold that peg out. You fold the fingers out, and since this is going to be a right arm, you'll fold this thumb out. Basically, you do basically have to fold both thumbs in, just depending upon how you want to store it. But I do like to fold this thumb up in like so it's not as obvious. But yeah, you fold the thumb in like so, and then you got Jazz in his arm mode, and you can see how the arm mode looks. And the same articulation happens. This is able to rotate to give that kind of a swivel. It can bend in and out, and in and out. And it slightly untabs if you try to turn it at the waist. But he does have basically a bicep swivel at that waist. And then you got two elbow joints because of these knees, and then of the hips, and then the knees. So you do have, we'll get about a 180 degrees range out of that. And then the wrist is able to swivel because it's a 5mm post. and then you can articulate the thumb. You can articulate the thumb, and you can also articulate all of these fingers on one point. And like I said before, there are 5mm posts in these thumbs, so it can hold weapons like so. So yeah, that is Jazz in his arm mode. So let's finish the transformation and get all the way to the robot mode. So you take the fist off, and then you're gonna rotate the legs like so, split the legs like that, and fold the feet out like so. Interesting thing I do want to briefly note, because I tried this and it didn't work. If you have the legs folded down because of like how the foot works, you can't actually transform the foot if the leg is collapsed in on itself, because this will get in the way of the leg, so you can't actually completely collapse the foot in if the leg is still in, so you have to unextend and fold the foot out like so. And that's the legs. Then you come up here, fold the arms out. Let's fold that chest, the combiner peg in like so. And then we're going to come back here, and we're going to fold this down like so. We're going to come up in here and move Jazz's head out of the way and press this section up. What you're going to do, this is all going to fold up, and then you'll fold this piece down and fold it all the way through. So it will sit like that, and then you'll flip Jazz's head through that gap. Then you're going to collapse the chest on that section like that. Then there's these two, it's going to be hard to see because they're clear plastic. There are tabs right there and there that go into slots that are in these, that are right there and there. And that's going to connect the torso to the chest. Then you rotate the arms down, and there you have Jazz in his robot mode, and he's looking pretty slick. A little bit beefy in places and then a little thinner on the arms, but he's still pretty nice. Pretty nice. Let's take a closer look at him. He's got a very nice head mold going on, very nice black helmet, silver face, and blue visor going on there. The chest you saw in the vehicle mode is just the front of the car. And then down here you got all of this going on there. This does tab in, but it is very small and very loose, so it will come undone. Just be aware of that. And it does a very nice job covering up the combiner peg. Then you got the waist area, you got the black on the waist, on the crotch. You got some nice white thighs going on. You got pretty much black lower legs with some silver and white picking out the details there. Some nice silver feet. You got the wheels on the sides. You got the arms. Upper arms predominantly painted in black. Lower arms in white. And you got some nice fists there. And then on the back is all of that. So you can see how all of that looks. For articulation, Jazz's head is able to rotate a full 360 and is able to bob up and down and tilt side to side. His arms are able to rotate a full 360 degrees, and they are able to, using this hinge, able to bend out on that joint like so. He does have a bicep swivel because of a ball joint, so that his arm is able to rotate full 360, and does have about 90 degrees of bend at the arm. The waist is able to rotate. If you can get it around, yeah, you do get full 360 waist articulation. The backpack does not get in the way of that at all. Legs are able to bend that far forward, that far back if you angle it out because of the backpack, and are able to bend that at that much of an angle out. And then you got 360 degree thigh swivel. 9 degrees bend at the knee, and then the feet are able to pivot up and down like so. Gotta come over here to focus on this, because if you notice right there, Jazz does have a wrist swivel joint. However, as you can see, this door panel right here is right there, so you can't really get him to swivel his hand. Like, you can get him to like move it by like 2 degrees, but you can't, he doesn't. They put in a joint that is useless on this toy. That is effectively useless. These are unnecessary Jazz hands. Why? Unnecessary jazz hands. Oh goodness. Anyway, he is able to hold his weapons in those 5mm hands, though they're not entirely useless. So you got that. You got that going on. You can hold the weapon there. And in the other hand, he also does have 5mm posts on his forearms to hold weapons in there. But it is predominantly from the instructions used for the Combiner Fists. I mean the Prime armor, because along with it being chest armor, the instructions do show it being capable of being used as like buckler shield armor, so you can do that as well. And as I mentioned before, this comes apart and becomes a separate smaller gun that is molded in clear plastic for some stupid reason, because the point of that is to cover this up. So I don't know why it's in clear plastic. Rant over. But yeah, you can do that. And then the biggest thing is the fact that this also connects to the chest to allow the prime as chest prime armor. To do that, on this toy, you have to flip the 5mm post forward like this. And then you will notice these little taps on the sides of on the thumbs, on whatever the thumbs are in the hand mode. You gotta have them angled in a bit because they're gonna go into the slots right there and there on Jazz's chest, and you do have to get them in a bit of an angle to get them in there. But then you do have it in there. However, that's a bit, okay, somehow, I guess I did something different, because when I was doing it before, it wasn't staying that secure. And so it does hold, but it just depends upon how you get it in there. So that does hold. And it's just funny because like, it's not directly, like it's on his chest, but his chest is away from his body. So like, he's just got this, and then the chest is there, and this giant chest armor piece is sticking all the way out the front. So that I will say looks a little bit silly. I do like it as an arm piece though. That I do like that option. And then you have these ports on the back that allow for weapon storage if you really want. So yeah, that's all there is to say on Jazz. So now let's get into some robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with Legends class Bumblebee. And you can see Bumblebee's comes up to about his waist. Deluxe class Chrome Dome. And they are about the same in head height. I think Chrome Dome gets it is just a little bit taller because his head's bigger because of the Time Master thing, but they are basically the same height. Voyager class Megatron. Sorry, Jazz. Just stand up straight, Megatron. Thank you. And Jazz, this comes up to like about there on his chest. About Leader class 6-shot. And to get all of that in frame. And Jazz just comes up to like that top panel on 6-shot skirt piece. And then of course, here he is with Soundwave and Wheeljack, the channel's mascots. There we are. Oh, you're off center. Sorry about that. There we are. So yeah, Jazz is a very nice toy. It's very nice to have a new mold, and I'm liking, and I've played with all the other deluxes so far, and the ones that are new molds do new and fresh things to keep the transformation of the Power of the Primes toy line interesting, and Jazz does that, especially for a car former, because we had a lot of car formers, and boy, did a lot of them get redecodes and retooled, and those molds got not that transformation is just routine now. So Jazz does different things to make it very interesting. A couple of choices are a little surprising, like how the legs have the legs fold inwards and the panels just collide into each other, which I don't think is necessarily the best thing to do, but they tried something. I did forget to mention that like the other other deluxes have like the knees able to lock into something, but these knees don't, but like they still hold. Regardless, like you do get a little extra wiggle going on there, but it's nothing major. Though I do have to question why they gave him swivels in his hands, despite those panels being in the way and just blocking that. I don't know. I think this is a very nice Jazz toy. If you didn't get a chance to get the Generations toy, this is a very nice toy. And if you didn't like that Jazz because it had doors, on his back that the cartoon model did not have. This jazz definitely fits your aesthetic. But yeah, I will be reviewing all of these. This review is going up tonight. I will have Dreadwind and Slug out tomorrow, and then Swoop out on Wednesday. So keep an eye out for those reviews coming up. But that's all I have to say on Autobot Jazz. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.